So 10 minutes a day, what? It keeps the F's away. So today we're gonna go to one of the hardest studies. Let's go for hydraulics, should we? This is what type of valve in the aircraft hydraulic system permits fluid to flow freely in one direction or restricts the rate of which the fluid is allowed to flow in the other direction. What is it? It's the orifice check valve, baby. Next, an emergency supply of fluid is often retained in the main hydraulic system reservoir by the use of a standpipe. The supply line is connected to the what? Is it the inlet of the main hydraulic system, inlet of the emergency pump, or outlet of the emergency pump? Let's find out. The supply line from the standpipe in the hydraulic reservoir is attached to the inlet of the main hydraulic system pump. There's the answer. Now let's see what the standpipe is. Well, the standpipe is also an oral question. So it's attached to the standpipe. But in emergency, if all the fluid is dumped out, there'll still be enough hydraulic fluid to lower the landing gears. So the supply line of the standpipe in the hydraulic reservoir is attached to the inlet of the main hydraulic system pump. Inlet of the main hydraulic, and I just did this. The emergency supply of the fluid is often retained in the main hydraulic system reservoir used by the standpipe. The supply line is connected to the inlet of the main hydraulic system. Which of the following is the most commonly used seal to prevent internal and external leakage in both directions? The O-ring. It's an easy one. I never hear of a V or a U-ring. But I've known when it comes to these tests, I've seen the O-ring. The primary purpose of hydraulic actuating unit is to transform fluid motion in the mechanical pressure and back again fluid pressure into useful work. The primary purpose of the hydraulic actuating unit is to transform fluid pressure into useful work. Now listen to this one. I'm not going to pull it up here. Repairs or splices involve stringers on the lower surface of the stressed skin metal. Wings are usually what? Repairs or splices involving stringers on the lower surface of the stressed skin metal wing are usually what? Permitted, but are normally more critical in reference to strength in tension than similar repairs to the upper surface. Repairs in splices involving stringer and lower surface of stressed skin metal is usually permitted, but are normally more critical in reference to strength in tension than similar repairs to the upper surface. If one switch is used to control all navigation lights, well, the switch is in series. The lights are most likely connected in parallel to each other in series with the switch. Back to the phone. Which of the following is adversely affected by atmospheric humidity if left unprotected? Which of the following is adversely affected by atmospheric humidity if, well, we know Skydrow is not affected if left open? So I'm going to say the B. 5606 hydraulic. Wait, which of the following is adversely affected? What do you mean adversely? Skydrow phosphate ester base hydraulic fluid is susceptible to contamination from moisture in the atmosphere. Containers Skydrow should be kept tightly closed to prevent contamination. Well, I had it backwards. So there you go. Skydrow, leave that shit closed. Okay? Leave Skydrow closed. It will be fucked up by atmospheric contamination. Okay? Generally, the first step in removing an accumulator from an aircraft is to what? Relieve the system pressure. relieve the system pressure. You take that bitch off, it will slap the shit out of you. Let me just leave it there, okay? Relief valves are used in pneumatic system for what? For one direction flow control? To reduce the rate. Relief, baby. Leave it right there. Oh my God. Relief. Remember, relief valves. We use a pneumatic system as what? Sounds like a damage preventing unit. Why could it just say, yo, reduce the rate of airflow? Well, you gotta watch that shit right there. That reduce the rate of airflow can trick you. I just saw reduce and thought it was the answer. Look at the explanation. The relief valve in a pneumatic system are damage preventing units that are preset and safetied. They are installed to protect system from excessive pressure buildup that can cause by terminal expansion or by compressor power system malfunction. The damage preventing unit. Next, which illustration shows the correct spiral for Teflon backup ring? Okay, 1 and 3. 1 and 3. 2. That should pass as the where it should be stopped right there. Let's just say 1 and 3. Let's go to the computer. No, let's go to the Lappy Tappy. Which rivet shown? Well, you'll not see the rivet, so you'll not be able to know what they're asking. So let's go to another question. And it states, aircraft pressure fueling system instructional procedures are normally placarded on flow control panel access door, lower range surface adjacent to the access door, aircraft ground connection panel. What they're asking me? Aircraft fuel pressure system, fuel control panel access door. I think it would be at the fuel control access door. The system that tells you how much pressure can go into this system without causing damage. Where is information found concerning acceptable species substitution for wood materials using aircraft repair? Where is information found concerning acceptable species substitution? I would say the aircraft, the AC-4313-1B. Pin knot clusters are permitted in wood aircraft structure provided they have no mineral sheet, no pitch pocket within 12 inches. They produce small defect on green direction. These are easy ass questions, and yes, they produce small effects on green direction. And pay attention to these tiny questions because they're very tiny, but they pack a punch. You go to the exam and not remember one of these little easy questions from these small sections, you're gonna be so upset with yourself, okay? If the hydraulic brake system used neoprene rubber packing material, the correct hydraulic fluid to produce to service the system is no, the hydraulic brake system used neoprene rubber. What are you asking us? The correct hydraulic fluid to service the system. Let's not guess. Let's figure it out. The hydraulic system that uses mineral-based fluid should use neoprene rubber packing material. System using vegetable fluid should use natural rubber. Can I write this down, please? I'm gonna take the picture. I'm gonna take this picture. Okay, system using vegetable-based fluid should use natural rubber seals. System using phosphate ester should use butyl seal. So, hydraulic, we're going to use mineral-based for the neoprene rubber packing materials, okay? Which is a characteristic of petroleum-based hydraulic fluid? Petroleum, you know that's natural right there. Flammable under normal conditions. Yes, it's like petroleum, okay? Let's not get too deep into this. But let's read the explanation, guys. Petroleum-based hydraulic fluid is flammable under normal condition because the flammability of the material, mineral-based fluids, synthetic fluids have been developed. Now, I don't know how some people knock these tests out. Heard somebody calling. I guess I'm up to my 10 minutes. My 10 minutes might be coming up. But listen, let's keep going because my viewers want to learn. And that's all I know. That's who I do it for, the viewers. The pin section of the MS connector is normally installed on what? You see, yo, we're trying to move out the hood. We are in the ghetto. I'm not running from the ghetto. I don't want nobody talking while I'm trying to do a video. Why are they calling? I'm sure you got a doorbell. The pin section, I don't even have people looking through my windows, bro. Like, I'm a dude. What you want to see? Like, come on. The pin section of an AN-MS connector is normally installed on what? The pin section of an AN-MS connector. Let's figure it out. So the pin section of an AN-MS connector should be installed on the ground side of the circuit and the socket on the hot side. This arrangement minimizes the possibility of short between connector and ground when connectors are separated. The pin section of the AN connectors is normally installed on the ground side of the circuit. The pin section of the AN-MS connector is normally installed ground side of a circuit. The component that determines the pressure level in the cabin is the cabin pressure. Safety, outflow, definitely the outflow valve. Placing a piece of cloth around the stainless steel control cable and running it back and forth over the length of the cable. Oh my God, this is very dangerous. But we check for some broken strands there when we're doing that. So running it back and forth, the length of the cable is generally a satisfactory method of inspecting the broken strand. Next, how is the anti-knock characteristic of the fluid be improved? How may anti-knock by putting some knock inhibitor in that bit? Improve? Let's see, because that word can mess you up. Knock inhibitor. You see, they got the answer. That ain't it. They say improve, you say, okay, let's enhance it. No, that's not what they're looking for. The anti-knock characteristic of the fluid may improve by adding knock inhibitor, tetryl lead or to the fuel. Tetryl lead to the fuel. These words are so crazy. Now let's go back to the phone here. If the hydraulic system is normal while the engine-driven pump is running, but there is no pressure after the engine has been shut off, it indicates what? If the hydraulic system pressure, listen, stop, yo, put the phone down. Put your dirty ass phone down. I'm looking right at you. Stop it. And the A, don't let me pull the whip out. Don't let me get the belt. Focus, people. If the hydraulic system pressure is normal while the engine-driven pump is running, but there's no pressure after the engine has been shut off, it indicates what? No pressure in the accumulator. The system relief valve setting is too high. The pressure regulator is set to too high. Let's check the explanation. Air is required in an accumulator to hold pressure in the system after the engine is shut down. If the system does not hold pressure, there's no pressure in the accumulator. What more do you want? No pressure in the accumulator. But there's no pressure after. Then there's no pressure in the accumulator, baby. That's simple like that. Like sometimes these questions are just asking for a simple answer. Now, chatter in the hydraulic system is what? The air in the system. Air, chatter. Remember, you chatting too much. You have too much air coming out your mouth. So just remember that. Chatter in the air system is because you chat too much. Next, to protect seal from damage when installed over a threaded section. The threaded section should be what, bruh? Wait, I said to protect seal from damage, And then start over our threaded section. The threaded section should be wet. Okay. Let's cover it with a suitable sleeve. That's it for the 10 minutes a day. Keep the F's away. Remember, baby, you don't have to put in only 10 minutes. But within every 3 hours, put in 10 minutes, man. Those 10 minutes can get you at least 6 questions. Over the time, you could be doing, 36 questions a day, yo. Yo, remember, put in that work so you can get that outcome.